let's get this started. I know what I'm doing now, sort of. Hopefully that's shared.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So today I am going to talk to you about post play and footwork. And my name is Miles Pearce, and I am coaching in Manawatu. I run my own company called True Hoops. Last year I coached about 5,000 kids in schools, and I also work with Basketball New Zealand. So a little bit about me. I played professionally for about 15 years. I played in Australia, New Zealand, and some other countries as well. And I started coaching during my playing career. Part of the job was part of playing was to do community work, and a lot of times that community work involved coaching kids and working in schools. I really enjoyed that, so I went back to school and tried to get smarter. I went back to Sydney University and got my master's in coaching, which I completed a long time ago now because I'm old, and I've coached in New Zealand. I've coached under 13s all the way up to NBL. I was assistant coach for the Manawatu Jets a few years ago, which has been an interesting. Coach both boys and girls, and all age groups, which is pretty entertaining. Last year, I was lucky enough to be on staff and get to go to Greece for the Junior World Cup with the Junior Tall Blacks, which we finished 4 wins, 3 losses, which was the best the New Zealand junior team has done at that event, which was pretty cool. And I'm currently the under-15 men's assistant coach. I work with Mel Downer, who some of you guys may know. Jack and Jaden are the other assistant coaches. So that's just a little bit about me, so you can get an idea of what I've done and where I've been. So we're here to talk about post play. Now, it's a pretty broad topic. So we're going to try and narrow in on a couple of things, and so you guys can learn. First thing is what does it mean to play in the post? So basically, to play in the post, you got to play low and wide, and it's one of those things you're gonna need good feet, and it's a lot of contact, and playing low and wide helps you with that contact. The next thing is you got to embrace that contact. If you are a little bit soft, for want of better terms, and you don't like getting a little bit of push and shove, then it's going to be quite hard. Playing down low, playing in the paint, it's a contact. Basketball is a contact sport, so you've got to embrace and you've got to want to be hit as well as hit people. And the last one is footwork and balance. Now, all the great moves that you see are all just certain forward pivots, reverse pivots, throw in some fakes. But basically, when you're playing in the post, those are the 3 key things that you need to really cue in on. All right? Every single one of those just ties together. So Draymond Green, I'm sure you guys know who he is. Look how much contact he's got right there against Jason Terry. Like Jason Terry's wrapped up his arm. It's just part of the game down there. Hakeem Olajuwon, one of the best centers of all time. Look how wide and low he is. He's 7 foot tall, and he's under David Robinson's armpit there. And here's a little clip of DeAndre Jordan. Look at him fight for position, hold that seal, footwork, fake. He's still wide, able to play through and get an and one there. So I mean, there's some stuff there that you've got to be able to do. You got to have those 3 things as you move forward playing in the post. Keys to playing in the post. Things that you need to be cued in on. You got to be able to finish with both hands. Now that's a big one. The amount of contact that you play with down low, you've got to be able to keep the ball away from people. And so if that means finishing with your left or right hand, even if you're the other, you've got to be able to do it. Finishing through contact. I mean, look at Willie Cauley-Stein there. Steve sticking his shoulder right into him. He's got his hands out, no hands in. He's playing through the contact. You've got to be unselfish. If you become a good post player, guaranteed defenses will need to cue in on you. And then you need to be a distributor as well. Because as you start to do well down in the post, you're not going to be able to finish over 2 or 3 people unless you're 7 foot and everyone else is 6'2". Even then, it's good. It's tough. So you got to play unselfishly. You got to be patient. You got to let cutters cut, and you got to see double teams. You got to be able to find open teammates. And that's one of those things. You can't just rush. You got to be a good screener. And a lot of the times, if you are a good screener, you will be the one to get open. It's absolutely amazing how many times that screeners are the ones who finish because of the advantage that they have tried to create through that screen. Rebounding is key, both ends of the floor, particularly on the offensive end. But this is also going to depend on your coach's philosophy and your team structure. Sometimes you guys might not send more than one to the glass. Sometimes you guys get, your team may send everyone back. Last one is relentless. You've got to be a relentless worker. You've got to be relentless with your contact. You've got to be relentless on the glass. You've got to be relentless fighting for position and holding position. So all of those things there really come into play when you are working. Roles and responsibilities. Now, these things could differ depending on your team and depending on the structure and the way your coaches use you. But basically, if you're a post player, you could be doing some or all of these things. First one is running the floor, rim runner and early post. A lot of offenses, sort of are looking for transition. That rim runner can create early opportunities with kick aheads. Or early post-ups, even though you may not get the ball, it can create good spacing. Screening opportunities. It's on-ball and off-ball, and scripted or early decisions. So scripted means it's a play. It's meant to happen that way. And just early decision might be, hey, I can see an advantage. I'm going to try and get a teammate open. So your screening opportunities, both on-ball and off-ball, whether it's in the full court or the half court, are going to be scripted or decisions. As a post, you're going to have to do that, which goes back to our screening well. Dribble handoffs. Do you keep or do you give? And coach, do you run them as Zooms?
Will be, yeah.
Yeah.
When I get into it, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So there's advantages to both, and you've got to be able to make the decision on whether to keep or give and how to create an advantage out of that situation and then keep the advantage in that situation. Weak side actions. So you could be a screener on the weak side. You could be a wheeler on the weak side, which I didn't add in there. I think it's one of the next ones. And ducking in. If you don't know what a duck in is, I've got some film to show you guys so we can have a look at that. Your job in plays. Now you could be a screener with a cross screen, floppy action, flex and triangle, all basic different offenses where you will be doing certain jobs. Cross screen, you may be getting the screen or setting the screen. Floppy is a turnout where there's generally a big on each side of the key and a guard in the middle. They can come either way. Flex offense is the baseline cutter. Triangle offense made famous by Tex winner, Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan. Some of you guys should be watching The Last Dance and checking that out. It's a great offense. Post catch. Do you make a move or do you pass it? Do you make a move and then pass? So trying to get catches, that could be a job. Some offenses don't use a lot of post catches, but their post players still do other things. You look at Houston Rockets a few years ago when they had Dwight Howard. They ran post catches for him. Now, the Houston Rockets, their biggest guy is about 6'8", 6'9". They don't run a lot of post catches, but their post players still do a lot of screening, dribble handoffs, weak side actions, and of course they're running their plays. Right? Dribble penetration, wheel or space. Now that's going to depend on your skill set. Can you shoot to space the floor, shoot the three, or are you wheeling and ducking in and moving underneath the rim? All right. So those are some roles and responsibilities that you might have as a post player, depending on your team and your coach's offense and philosophy. Now, this is a really important one. Position and size does not matter at all. You do not have to be big or tall to play in the post. And it is one of those things that people get caught up with because of the history of the game. Going back, post players were always big. So a lot of the times, your best passer is a guard. Now, why not put your passer in the post and throw the ball to them to try and create something, try and create a 2-on-1 situation, to kick outs and move the ball. And you guys have already talked about dominoes, right?
Yeah.
So you could involve a good passer in the post, whether it be a guard or a big. The Denver Nuggets do this really well with the Joker, Nikola Jokic. And in years past, when I've been coaching different teams, I like to put guards in the post because they are good passers and generally good decision makers. So we can get a lot of action out of that. They create advantage for us. So this next clip is our 5'8" backup point guard. And he wanted to post up. He thought he had an advantage and he could create something for us. So we let him. There he is running to the post, number 7. Post catch. Loving the contact. Turn around and getting the ball to go. The guy that he was playing was probably an inch or so taller, but he didn't love the contact as much as Tane did. So that's a great example. We had our center, number 11, if you can see on the floor, number 11 at the top, and number 14, our power forward at the time. They were both on the 3-point line. Now, both of them could shoot the ball, which was a huge advantage, but it means that the other team, the defensive team, couldn't just suck in and take away that post, even though he was the smallest guy on the court. So hopefully that's a bit of background on what we're going to look at and talk about. Here we go.
Just before we jump into the film, Miles, does anyone have any questions from what you've just seen and listened to?
If you guys have any questions, say, hey, coach, can you please stop that, take it back, ask a question. If you're not sure, put it in the chat and we're good to go. I've got some examples of some post-play and some decision makings and some reads here. This was the Junior Tall Blacks. There's a mix of stuff from Junior Tall Blacks, a high school team I coached here in New Zealand a couple of years ago, and some NBA stuff. So some of the rules and responsibilities. This first one is rim run. Now let me just kill the sound here because there we go. So we got a rim run, and you can see James in the middle there, just taking that guy and burying him under the basket. We find him. That's a bigger guy on a littler guy in transition. And James is there and gets fouled. Great rim run, putting pressure on the defense, and draws a foul. Here we go here. Sam Meninga, probably not playing as much defense as we'd like him to, but he gets out and runs. He's got a guy back there, reverse pivot, makes his move. All right. So there's a couple of examples of just getting out and running. Can you get and create something for yourself in transition just by running to the rim? Now, here we go. We've got this here. So this is a duck in. So the pass is coming from the wing to the top. And as the pass comes, that defender there, number 4, he's ball watching. I think it's number 4. Yep, my eyes aren't that old. So it's on that catch there, we're trying to seal that guy there under the basket so we can get position. And because it comes off an action, it doesn't give the other team as much opportunity to send a help defender. So right there on that catch, he's got a duck in and makes his move. Same here. A little early, you can see, boom, seals his guy. He's in there, back to the basket, got the guy in a deep, deep seal. Ball finally gets to him, finishes with a hook. Some of the drive and relocate stuff, you'll notice Ty here, who is has the ability to shoot the three, and James Moores, who has the ability to shoot the three. So this is off a dribble handoff. So it's throw and go. So you can see Ty at the top there, and he's going to space the floor by popping. James, however, is going to wheel and try and keep his guy on his back, and finishes through contact on the other side of the rim with a little rim finish. Passing. You said you got to be unselfish. So we catch in the post. Our cutter is going to go quick. And if you look at the guy who's guarding the passer, he just turns his head, looks at the ball. So right there, our cutter's done a great job of beating him, little shovel pass. Now we're at the rim for a finish. So it's a great pass and a great cut. Same thing here. These guys are in a zone, and if you look, the ball goes in, and because our guard's cut, number 9, he's under the basket, number 11 defensively drops. And you can see the defensive team all have eyes on the ball. We got an open shooter. So it's draw, kick, assist. So you've got to be able to figure out when to pass, see cutters. We talked about being patient, being unselfish. And here's a great one with LeBron James involved. So LeBron passes and follows with a screen. They switched this screen. So now LeBron has got size and weight on the guy who's guarding him. He does a good job fronting the post. So now LeBron's got to be patient, and he's got to embrace contact and hold a seal to try and keep that advantage that he's got in the mismatch. So right there, team does a great job moving the ball. Now they're able to find him, finish for a layup. So all those there are just certain different situations that you can come across. Some transition stuff, some movement and wheel, and some attacking a situation. And there are more. We could do this, but we're trying to keep this to half an hour, right, Coach?
We can go over a little bit, Miles. That's right.
A few reads to look at in the post. When you're playing the post. Now, number 15, his name's Callum McRae. He's 7'2". He's currently at UC Riverside, University of California, Riverside on scholarship. His guy is too low. There's no way his foot's not high enough. So Callum just makes the move, little fake, and makes the move bigger, straight to the middle. There's our point guard, Hayes Walker, plays for the Manawatu Jets now. Guy's not high enough. The defense is too low in the post. So he makes that move to the middle. Junior tall black, Oscar Oswald on scholarship in Texas. Makes his move. The guy's feet, even the guy's a little higher, the guy's a little bit higher, his feet aren't, defensively, feet aren't at a great angle. So Oscar's able to get into him and move him. And then he uses a fake to create an advantage. So if you see that little foot, that move there, like he's dropping his right foot back, good footwork. Both help defenders jump at the fake, and now he can rise up and finish over someone. Here we got a move where the guy does a good job. Look how high the defender is. So the defender's higher, he can't go middle. So we make that move to the baseline. Little fake to get to the other side of the rim. Same thing here. Defense is too high. Counter move. So he starts his move to the middle. Oh, that's too far. Excuse me one moment. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. So he starts his move to the middle and the defender jumps high. And so Callum makes a counter move. So move, guy moves up, counter move, back to the other way. It's a great duck in. Isaac Famusili, tall black point guard, junior tall black point guard, sorry. There, contacts on the high side, go baseline, finish through contact. All right, so all of those are back to the basket moves. Right now, we show some face-up moves. So catch, step and separate. Defense doesn't come with Jake. Open to shoot the jump shot. Here, he does the same thing, reverse pivot to create space, gives a little fake. Defense is out of stance, so he's able to rip and go. And we're back to the beginning, all right, of that. So just some examples of what's going to, some things you can do. Now, part of the fun is getting to work out at home. So right now, I've told Coach I'll send him the PDF so you guys know what you're doing. But I want to talk you through just a workout that you guys can do at home. All right. So it's all revolving around post work, footwork. Every single workout I do, no matter whether it's bigs or guards, we always do some ball handling, particularly to get warmed up. So please excuse the demonstrator. He's a little bit old and hasn't played basketball for a while. But pound dribble, pocket dribble, 30 seconds each hand. So pound, pocket, pound, pocket, pound, pocket. You get the idea. Done in the backyard. All right, find a line, back and forth over the line, get the ball in your hand. Make sure you're working, 30 seconds each hand. And then you're going to turn and do the same thing, going side to side, back and forth, one side of the line, other side of the line. Try not to let the ball hit the line. All right, you want to be able to control the ball, keep your hand on top of it and pound the ball nice and hard. All right, pound crossover, 20 seconds. Pound cross, pound cross, pound cross. All right, push yourselves, go nice and hard. Pound between the legs. It's demonstration speed, I'd just like to point out, all right? Pound behind the back. 20 seconds, once again, demonstration speed. You guys have got to be pushing yourselves. Making mistakes is completely okay. We got crossover between the legs behind the back, 60 seconds. Cross legs back, cross legs back, cross legs back, cross legs back. Those 3 moves all in a row. All right, so that's a ball handling. It should take you 5 minutes. You get there and you go. Don't do it at demonstration speed. The better you get, the faster you should be going and trying to push yourself. All right, some finishing and footwork. Mikan drill. Many of you may have know this drill. Some of you don't. George Mikan played a long time ago for the Minneapolis Lakers. He was great with both hands. He just dominated the paint. So Mikan drill, 30 seconds. Catch, footwork. Try and keep the ball nice and high. Up off the backboard. Catch and go. 30 seconds of reverse. So you'll be facing out. So you can see there, I'm facing the other way. Catch the ball and go. All right, rim finish. So you're going to change up our footwork. So you'll be finishing right foot, right hand. So I step across and finish right foot, right hand. Get the ball and I'm going back the other way, left foot, left hand. So you may have come to a jump stop off a drive or a post move, and you're able to finish using the rim, the basket to protect the ball on that there. Random Mikan. whatever you want. Be creative. All right. So I start with a normal one. I'm going to go with the other hand, right hand on the left side. I'm going to use 1 foot, 2 feet, reverse, forwards. It doesn't matter. We want you to be creative. All right. 30 seconds. Catch and go quick. So nice and creative. All right. Next one, reverse pivot jumper. So you're going to spin the ball to yourself, jump stop, and then you're going to reverse pivot, stay low on the pivot, lift up and shoot. Follow your shot, go get it, spin it out, spin it anywhere. As you start to get to the end of the minute, start extending your range. So just everything is a reverse pivot. So 1 minute, fumble from coach. Even made a couple on that one. All right, same thing, forward pivot, forward, shoot the ball. Once again, start closer and start working your way out. You miss, go get it, forward pivot, shoot it, get it, spin it out, keep on going. Extend your range as you go further. This one here, forward pivot into a hook shot. So you shouldn't pivot all the way around. You kind of want your shoulder in the hoop. So if the hoop was here on this side, you're going to lift up and go over that shoulder. So jump stop, forward pivot, and shoot over. Same thing, throw it out, hook shot, shoot it over that shoulder. So a minute. Miss it, grab that rebound and go again. So same forward pivot, step through. So you're going to get to that hook shot. Defense is taking it away. You're going to rip the ball through and go get a layup. There, rip through, step through. Footwork. There, you can see I throw in a little bit of a fake. There we go. So now we're going to get you guys going onto some back to the basket. So the first move is going to be a drop step into a hook shot. All right, you're going to do that both ways. So here's an example. To the middle, drop, hook. All right, here's you practicing it. You're going to go for 2 minutes. Same side, 2 minutes. Just get the ball, spin it out to the post, catch, drop, hop, and shoot that hook shot. Get the ball, spin it out, catch. You see, I check my shoulder. I put my chin on my shoulder. In a game, I'm going to be looking for where the defense is. Is he high enough to stop me going middle? Then I drop, hop, and shoot a hook shot. Now we're doing the same thing, but we're going to go the other way. Drop, baseline. Spin it out, drop step, dribble, hop, land, wide feet, good base, good balance. Up with the left hand. If you feel more comfortable, you can start closer with a little layup and work your way out to a hook shot. You'll notice I still check my shoulder, looking for that defender. Oh, he's too high. I'm going to go the other way. Do 2 minutes of that. Drop and counter hook shots. So 2 minutes. So you're going to do that on one side. So you're going to do this whole series on one side. So here we go. We saw this clip before. You can see he makes his move to the middle. The guy comes up, counter move. Goes back towards the baseline. So we spin it out. First one, I'm going middle. We'll go through this nice and slow. So I check, I dribble, and the guy, we're saying defense has cut me off. So I reverse pivot, 1-2 stop, and shoot that hook shot. The very next time I go, I'm spinning the ball out. I'm going to start my move the other way. So I'm going, defense has cut me off, reverse pivot, 1, 2, and you're there. When you make this move, so I'm going to start going to the middle. I want to hunt. I want to get my right foot dropping. I want to try and hunt the baseline. So I want to try and get that foot around far enough so I can seal my defender. Same thing when I'm going the other way. So when I come back to the baseline here, I want to get that nice long step. I want to hunt the split line. Because that way I can drop that foot around. I can get that seal there, be able to shoot over, play through contact. All right, so those are the two. There's literally one move, which is a drop step into a shot, and we've got a counter move if they can stop us. So we've got drop, middle, drop baseline, and if they stop us, we've got our drop and counter. The next move is a face-up move. So we're going to start with a reverse pivot, step to the ball, face up, reverse pivot, and shoot a jump shot. You can see there, Jake comes to make the ball a little bit, right foot, reverse pivot. Defense is giving him a lot of space. Shoot that ball. That's a good read. So there, we're just going to do the same thing. Go get it, spin it out to the post, catch, reverse pivot. Off you go, 2 minutes. Once again, demonstration speed. You guys should be getting a pretty good sweat up doing this, chasing the ball. That's me chasing the ball as fast as I can. There you go. Reverse pivot, a baseline rip. Let's say defenses come out on the high side. There, rip baseline. That's a great example of the help defense comes, unselfish play. Right now, we're going to be finishing. We want you to be creative on finishes. Don't do the same thing every time. Right? You can see I rip baseline. I've gone for a layup, reverse layup. Do different things. Reverse, rip. The more creative you can get and the more finishes you can practice, the better it is. Better for your game. Or fake and a rim finish. All right, face up, reverse pivot, baseline jab, and then go middle, go the other way. You can see here in this one, the clip was kind of short, but we got Anthony Davis. So you can see here, he jabs and takes the ball, the defender goes and he's able to get his foot across and he just lifts up over him and shoots that floater. So you want to do the same thing here. Jab, come back to the middle. All right. We can keep working on our hook shot. Jab, drive middle. Jab, come back to the middle. So get your defender moving one way and come back the other way. Oh, missed one. All right, to end the workout, you got 3 minutes. Front of the rim, make as many shots as you can. You got to just catch and finish. As soon as the ball's in your hands, you want to be going straight back up and shooting it. No dribbles, and you can finish with either hand. We encourage you to use both. And keep your score, keep count. How many can you make in 3 minutes? All right, that's a good guideline. So as you can keep statting it, you can figure out how much better you're getting and how much quicker you're finishing and how much you can do. All right, Coach, are there any questions?
None from me, but do any of you listening have questions?
We're all good. All right, so I'll send Coach that workout so he can send it on to you. It should take you about 40 minutes and it's all around footwork and those simple moves. So the first one was just a drop step to a shot and what happens if they stop that. The next one is just facing the basket, catch, reverse pivot to create some space and then make the decision. Do I have enough room to shoot it? right? Are they crowding me? Should I drive past them? And the last one is, can I throw a fake in there and get them moving one way so I can go the other? All right. I hope you guys have enjoyed that and learned some stuff. And if you need anything, hit me up on True Hoops on Instagram and ask any questions you need to. Instagram, YouTube, get it done.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Miles. Does anyone have any questions for Miles before we jump off? Talkative bunch today.
Yeah, that's all right. Coach, thank you very much for having me.
That's all good.
Thank you.
Not a problem.